Hi, this is a quick overview on the email parsing solution was put in place for ARQ. First thing is, why did we put that in place? So the ARQ Enterprise Manager here sends all its alerts and notifications to our Jira project and creates tickets. And so this, in some cases, we're up to 13,000 tickets after 3 months, and so we're trying to eliminate the noise by putting in some intelligence. So the new solution is going to look like this. Enterprise Manager will send alerts and notifications, all the alerts to an email parser. The parser will look at each different email and extract different fields like error type, environment, severity, some other things. And based on those fields, it will make some decisions. So for instance, the first field, which is error type, it will look at the error type and determine if the responsibility is ARQ's responsibility or Eclipse's responsibility. What we decided to do is we've decided to make, instead of just one Jira project, we've created a second Jira project. So the tickets will either go into the Eclipse's responsibility Jira project or the ARQ responsibility Jira project based on the error type. Now ARQ has two different support teams. One is for their prod team and the other is for their non-prod team. And in order to help them be more efficient, what we've done is we've, based on the environment that we get from the parser, we will either put it into the prod queue and enable prod notifications for their production support team, or put it in the non-prod queue and enable non-production notifications for their non-prod team. And so how does this work? We've just put together something in Zapier. Zapier is a integration, really simple integration platform for different applications. What we've done is we've taken an email parser application, we put some decisions around it, and this is a Jira logo, and we put them all together. So quickly, and it's fairly easy, this is what's been done. So we've created a new cloud email site. And so we send an email to a certain address here on Zapier. And what happens is we've defined in our email and we've set up an email so that it extracts different fields and stuff like that. So all the ARQ tickets look like, all this gobbledygook, but we go in and we look at stuff like, for instance, what is a message type? And that's our error text. What's the severity? And we've put that into severity. What is, for instance, what is the environment that we're looking at? So, which is their line of business in their tickets. So we're extracting all these different things, and it extracts the information that we need. And then what we do is we do some decisioning based on it. Remember, we had an ARQ path and an Eclipse's path. So if we go on to the ARQ path and figure out the ARQ responsibility, we've set up some rules. These rules can be easily modified at any time. It takes about 2 seconds to put in a new rule. So if it's got to do with DBA users, if it's DBA jobs that ARQ are running, or their DBA scheduler goes wrong, or if they have stuff like package body invalid, which means they've just deployed an invalid package or a procedure or something like that, this will all go to the ARQ stuff. So, so this is set up, that'll send it to ARQ. That's a first decision. And second decision, we said, is it going to be prod or non-prod? And so based on that, it's a really simple rule just to say, is their environment in production equals prod. Their environments in non-prod are acceptation and experimentation and unitaire and all those other ones. And so there's other rules for non-prod to send it to prod and non-prod. And then finally, once it's sent in, and you go into Jira and you create the issue. So the issue is created, and based on all the fields that we've extracted, we can put it in. First of all, we're going to put it into the project that we want, and then we have all the fields that are extracted, or we can even determine the fields, like for instance, whether it's ARQ responsibility or Eclipse's responsibility, we determine. And so that's what we do. So let's see how that works. And I didn't make any changes, so that should be fine. So we have a couple of test emails, some ticketing tests, and so we're going to have a test dev 2, which is ARQ. So ARQ is number 2, Eclipse is number 1. So you can see there's no open tickets in either of these queues, and so let's look at some tickets and send them off. So the first ticket we're going to look at is is a ticket that says PCDC, whatever. So line of business is production, and it's some OR error, so something wrong with Oracle. You know what? There's something wrong with Oracle. I think that's Eclipsys should take care of that. When we forward that all off to, again, our Zapier email account, and we'll get that going. Next one had to do with a, let's see, target is down. Oh, that's bad. That's like a database is dead, or a server is down, or whatever. I think that's normally Eclipsys' issue. So let's forward again into our parser application. The third one is, let's see, it's an index unusable or package body invalid. Oh, package body invalid, we already saw that. That was an ARQ issue. And their line of business here is production. So I think that that should go into ARQ. When we forward it into our parser, we expect it to go to ARQ, but to go into their production queue. And then we have another one here, which is package body invalid again, but again, their line of business is acceptation, which is a non-prod. So when we forward that in to our parser application, we should see that going in. So let's check out the Eclipsys queue. So Eclipsys queue, we got 2 tickets in. Target is down. That was the important one that we got. And OR errors have been found. So that's great. That went into Eclipsys and into Revenue Quebec. We have the package body invalid for Index, which was their non-production environment, and for their production environment. And see, it just hasn't updated, but if I click on this and this one, so the one for production ends up in production, which is the PCDC. The one for development is non-prod, it's in there. As you can see, the tickets that went into the ARQ environment didn't go into the Eclipsys environment and vice versa. So it's been able to extract the tickets and put them into the ownership where they belong. Okay, that's the end of the video. Thank you very much.